Welcome back. You're still watching Namibia Connects. Now, the Ministry of Agriculture's Extension Directorate is mandated to disseminate information between that is the government and the farmers to organize, plan and formulate programs and projects aimed at assisting farmers to cope with the recurring drought spell and to adapt to climate change. The series of evening lectures at the Khomas Extension Office has been ongoing now for that is the past couple of weeks. And for that conversation, we're now joined by Agricultural Scientific Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, or pardon me, at the Khomas Agriculture Office, that is Yvonne Kaishavi Ngaruka. Good morning and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right. Yvonne, first things first, can you just explain the role between the Ministry of Agriculture's Extension Directorate in bridging the gap between the government and also the farmers?
Okay. The Directorate of Extension has a mandate to disseminate information to the farmers. So it has to do with all the capital projects or the value addition projects that are formulated and set up to aid in helping farmers bridge that gap of drought spells and just how to cope with the drought.
All right.
Yeah.
So what prompted the revival of the evening classes at the Khomas Extension Office after, of course, the hiatus that took place during COVID-19?
Yes. It is mostly prompted by the drought spells. It has been recurring over the past years. The lectures have been there. It's just that due to COVID and other circumstances, they were halted for a while. But now we see the need as the years progresses because farmers are losing a lot of animals. They are losing a lot of produce due to drought, due to pests, due to climate change. So it's important for the ministry to come up with techniques to help farmers cope with these disasters and try to put something on the farmer's table.
All right. In what ways do these lectures aim to help weakened farmers upgrade their farming experiences and also their practices?
Yeah. Khomas fortunately has a big population of weekend farmers. Mostly farm managers or farm owners work in Windhoek, and the laborers are the ones that are left at the farming establishments.
Yeah.
So it's important to capacitate the farm owners with skills so that they can pass them on to the laborers to aid in their farming, to increase production and also secure household food security.
All right. Can you just talk to us as to how the programs and the projects designed to assist the farmers in coping with the reoccurring drought spells and adapting to climate change are put about?
Yes. We emphasize on sustainable agriculture. We emphasize on smart agricultural practices. All these are topics that will be covered in the series of lectures. We emphasize on conservation agriculture. We also have a series of projects that the government is rolling out across the country. We have the poultry value chain for farmers that are into poultry. We have the horticulture subsidy project for farmers that are into crop production and vegetable production, anything horticulture. We also have subsidy for livestock under the livestock support project. We try to assist farmers as government as much as we can, with all stakeholders involved.
All right. Kindly just highlight some of the smart farming or agricultural practices that are covered in these lectures, and also how do they contribute to the improvement and also just providing profit for some of these farmers and also just household food security for them.
Yes. These are some of the techniques that would help a farmer conserve water.
Yeah.
Say like rainwater harvesting. So instead of just using the municipal tap water or NAM tap water, they can harvest this water and put it to good use. The minimal tillage, like not exposing the soil to the elements. And we have things like breeding with small framed animals that consume less but keep the standard of production. and many more.
Yeah.
These are all covered in the lectures.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely cannot shy away from drought spells, which is obviously one of the challenges that farmers are facing. But talk to us about some of the other challenges that farmers are facing, you know, when it comes to the current climate, and also just how the lectures are addressing some of these challenges.
Yes. Unfortunately, farming in the sub-Saharan Africa is under a very harsh environment. So your business is existing under, your business is existing under a very harsh environment. So it's important for the farmer to be capacitated in the skills to navigate this environment, which comes to the market, the economy. Farmers need to know when to sell, when to hold back. Farmers need to know who to sell to, when. All those things are covered in these lectures, and these are set to really help the farmers navigate.
All right. So how does the Extension Office gather feedback from the farmers just to ensure that some of these programs actually help the farmers and are relevant to them in the future?
Yes. Farmers can really benefit from these subsidy projects. We urge the farmers to visit our offices very regularly, and we urge them to come to these lectures so that they can be capacitated.
All right. In your experience, what would you say has been the impact of these lectures on the local farming community, and also what improvements have you observed?
We've had, last year we had one training. This year we had our first lecture 2 weeks ago, and the venue was packed. So that is the hunger and the interest that the community has in farming. So as it goes on, it's going to be very impactful, especially on the topics that I just mentioned. It's going to be very impactful and beneficial for all that can attend.
All right. So the year definitely started off on a high note. It did. Seeing that the Directorate is already holding its second series of these training sessions. So for those of our viewers who would perhaps want to attend some of these sessions, how can they go about it?
Thanks to my supervisor, we secured a bigger venue because we couldn't contain the amount of people that came out, and we really appreciate those that came out. We are going to host our series of lectures at Ministry of Lands, the head office, in their auditorium. So the venue is big enough for everyone, so please come and be impacted.
All right, and this is happening in the capital city?
This is happening in Windhoek. The lecture for this week is today at 5:30 at Ministry of Lands auditorium.
All right.
Yes.
Now, for those who feel like they're missing out on these lectures, are there perhaps any initiatives in the future, any plans in the future to take some of these training sessions to different parts of the country?
Extension offices countrywide are mandated to disseminate information. So all extension officers and technicians across the country host this lectures. It's not just in Windhoek. So if you hear of any flyer out there, any event out there hosted by the ministry, please do go out. It is to your own benefit.
All right.